The following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting at Western Illinois University.
Next at 4, a high-stakes game of theft. How the McDonough County Sheriff's Office helped to bring in a suspect involved in a multi-state investigation. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton speaks out about using her personal email for government business. Men's and women's leatherneck basketball teams head to the Summit League tournament. And just take a look outside. It's so beautiful and warm, I think it's time to ditch the jacket. The news begins now.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
The Sheriff's Office is exposing a man who they say stole more than $400,000 worth of poker chips.
A multi-state investigation stemmed from the January 26th robbery of an apartment in California and led law enforcement to a small town just 20 minutes northwest of Macomb.
New at 4, News 3 has discovered that the suspect in this heist runs a local beekeeping operation. 32-year-old Dustin Campbell is being held in McDonough County Jail in lieu of a $20,000 bond. Los Angeles police tell Sheriff Rick Van Brooker that casino surveillance footage shows what appears to be Campbell cashing in at least $200,000 in chips. Campbell was the keynote speaker last weekend at a veterans group meeting at the Macomb YMCA.
A local man is sentenced to 10 years in federal prison for his role in a drug ring. McDonough County Sheriff Rick Van Brooker says 33-year-old Michael Russell of Macomb was arrested back in May of 2014 on a federal warrant. He was charged with conspiracy to distribute more than 50 grams of heroin. The sheriff's office says Russell's arrest is part of an ongoing federal and local law enforcement initiative focusing on heroin distributors in the area.
Oh, just guess what, Franny? It's nice and warm outside. Sherman Hall is buzzing with people walking across, getting to campus. It's warm, beautiful. You know the last time it was 60 degrees outside, Franny?
Am I supposed to guess the actual date?
I think you are, yes.
I'm going to go with, it's been a while.
November 10th, try that.
Oh, gosh.
News 3's Emily Manley's in the Storm Team 3 Weather Center now with a look at our forecast and how it's going to spare us for the week ahead. Emily, what's going on?
All I have to say is I love telling you guys that it's awesome outside. That is my favorite part. I love not having to be the bearer of bad news anymore because I think we're finally going to see no more cold weather. Let's take a look outside right now. You can see that the high for today, we hit 60 degrees. We did drop down right now. It is 59 degrees. Nothing too bad. I just love telling everyone how wonderful it is outside. Humidity about 55% and the wind is calm. And if you take a look out at the radar, all the rain is going to our north. We really didn't see anything here. I have more weather on the way. Stay tuned here live at 4.
All right, thank you so much, Emily. Macomb City Council is putting paperless agendas on hold. City Council continued discussion Monday night on the pros and cons of going paperless. 4th Ward Alderman Dave Dorsett now says that going paperless is not time sensitive and the city should keep their options open if they choose down the road to switch to tablets.
That dollar amount stay into the budget and that we be allowed to move forward with looking at a way of developing.
Agreed to keep the price for the tablets in the budget if the council does decide within the next year to purchase that item.
Macomb City Alderman says the city budget looks okay, even if Governor Bruce Rauner proposes budget cuts this summer. City officials have been reviewing the budget for the next fiscal year. The city of Macomb had a budget of $3.75 million for the fiscal year of 2014 and 2015. The estimated budget for 2015 and 2016 has a surplus of $500,000. City Administrator Dean Torreson says there is enough cushion if the state cut spending if he decides to do it. Aldermen will continue to discuss the budget throughout the rest of March and early April. A vote will take place on April 20th. We're just a few days away from a major event for the WIU School of Agriculture. Students and faculty in the school will host the 43rd annual Western Illinois University Performance Tested Bull Sale on Friday. The School of Ag says 50 bulls are for sale this year, and the breeds include Angus, Simmental, Sim Angus, and Red Angus. Last year's average sales broke previous records. The school's website says buyers from Illinois, Iowa, and Missouri took home 57 bulls for an average price of just over $3,200. The WIU Livestock Center is located 1 mile west of US Route 67 on Tower Road in Macomb.
Geode Land Earth Science Club Incorporated. That's the name of a student organization dedicated to showcasing special rocks. and soon they will hold their 35th annual Rock, Gem, Mineral, and Fossil Show. They will feature dealers in many areas of expertise such as fossil and artifact identification, jewelry and equipment, and earth science displays, along with many others. The show will have speakers and other programs such as children activities and games and a video about 5 T-Rex skeletons excavated since 1990. Speeches by WIU Assistant Professor Thomas Hegna will also be there. It will be held this weekend starting at 10 a.m. and is free to the public with free parking. And if you're looking for a free haircut, you can do that and give to a good cause. St. Baldrick's will take place on Sunday, March 29th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the Tanner Circle. Visitors can volunteer their time to either shave their heads or work the event. Tanner Hall has raised almost $2,000 towards its $20,000 goal for this year. The St. Baldrick's Foundation is a volunteer-driven charity that funds more in childhood cancer research than any other organization.
WIU and Sodexo will be welcoming Russian chef Anatoly Kim to Thompson Hall and Corbin Olson Dining Centers on Thursday. The international chef will show off his skills, starting with lunch in Thompson Hall from 11 to 11:30, then again for dinner in Corbin Olson from 5 to 7. Sodexo marketing manager Anna Filson says some authentic items on the menu include squid and potato salad with beef tongue. And Tree Campus USA was created to honor colleges and universities for effective campus forest management and engaging staff and students in conservation goals. This is the third consecutive year that the Arbor Day Foundation has designated Western Illinois University as a Tree Campus USA. According to Tree Campus USA, Western continues to meet the 5 requirements, which are maintaining a tree advisory committee, having a campus tree care plan, dedicating annual expenditures toward trees, hosting an Arbor Day observance, and sponsoring student service learning projects. The Landscape Maintenance Department maintains nearly 2,700 trees on the Macomb campus. Every spring semester, 2 trees are planted on Western's campus to honor WIU employees and students who have passed away.
March is Women's History Month. The WIU Women's Center is celebrating with an art show for local female artists.
The event here today is in celebration of Women's History Month and will be up all of the month of March. It's for women artists who are underrepresented in the art community, and this is a place for them to exhibit their work and be appreciated for their skills as an artist. There's some really, really amazing work here of a great range of artists. There's jewelry making and lots of really innovative techniques being used.
I thought it was interesting how it's like just art show like just for women, and I thought that was really nice. Like some of these people I have seen through the art department, but other people like they're not in the art department, but that's still really cool that they do art.
Too much in the way right here?
And I'm hoping people who see the ad think, like me, I think I'm not really an artist yet. I've been painting for 2 years. There's some professional artists here. But you know what? I feel comfortable. It's very welcoming. Everyone's been very interested. Everyone's been very kind. Whatever your art form, I think this would be a good place to get your feet wet.
The art will be on display throughout the month. The exhibit is held in the Multicultural Center and will be open to the public.
One top diplomat is under fire after being questioned on her email use. Just a while ago, Hillary Clinton wraps up speaking about why she decided to use her personal email for government business. That's still ahead.
Plus, reaction from around the nation continues to pour in about a recent video showing an Oklahoma University fraternity shouting racial slurs. Now punishment has been handed down to those involved in the chants. Stay with us.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
I think News 3 is great. It's all one common goal. Everybody's trying to be #1. Last year we were #1 in the nation. We beat out Florida and Oklahoma. I get to work with so many professionals. It's a really great experience, and they're always there to help, and it's just all around fun. Jasmine Crichton really does make it a real life experience that most schools maybe not, they don't offer that.
When the big stories strike, count on award winners to provide you intimate and in-depth coverage. On the air and online. Local news, fresh perspective. Before the lights go on. Dedication. Teamwork. Precision. Award-winning leadership brings you Macomb's only local TV newscast. On the air, live at 4, Friday mornings at 10, and online all the time. Our community, your community, News 3.
Take your train and go. Stand by 3 for the push-in.
Now from Macomb in high definition, you're watching Franny Smith, Mario Calero, Storm Team 3's forecast with Nicholas Stewart, and sports with Danny Fry. Live at 4 continues.
The Department of Justice investigation in Ferguson, Missouri has led to the resignation of a judge. The action comes after a U.S. Justice Department report accused Ronald Brockmeyer of using his court to fund the city on the back of poor minorities. Judge Roy L. Richter is taking over Brockmeyer's position. Richter will hear Ferguson's pending and future city cases. Missouri Supreme Court is also tasking him with making, quote, needed changes to help restore public trust and confidence in the Ferguson courts. Richter begins his new post on March 16th.
Fraternity members in Oklahoma pack up and move out after the university shuts down their frat house.
The incident affects more than just current students at the University of Oklahoma.
I'll never regret my time I had. I'll never regret the strides I made.
William James joined the OU chapter of Sigma Alpha Epsilon 14 years ago. He had hoped his son would one day follow in his footsteps.
There was one house I wanted him to join before, and now there's one he can't, and that sucks. I mean, it's the worst for me.
Now, he says, that dream is gone. Families helped pack U-Haul trucks after the University of Oklahoma gave students until midnight Tuesday to pack up and get out, after video surfaced showing frat members chanting on a bus. The university's football team marched to show the players, whatever their race, stand together as one. The discipline has been swift, but for some, it hasn't been enough. The university is now looking into possibly expelling some of the students involved.
We are investigating the individual members as we can determine who they are now. We're making progress in that investigation. And then we're examining our rights under the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to see if we can take other actions.
And the school's affiliation with Sigma Alpha Epsilon, according to the university president, is over permanently. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
2 University of Oklahoma students have since been expelled for their alleged leadership role in the racist chant by the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity members.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton spoke publicly for the first time today about her recent email scandal. Clinton is under fire for using a personal email account on a private server while serving as the Secretary of State. Clinton says she opted to use her personal email for the convenience of using one phone for both work and personal matters. She said at the time it seemed harmless, but looks back at it and says it would have been smarter to use 2 separate devices for both emails.
Apple CEO Tim Cook revealed details of the much-anticipated Apple Watch yesterday in San Francisco. There are 3 versions of the watch, which hit stores April 24th. The lowest-priced watch, the Sport, starts at $349. The Apple Watch Edition, which is the most expensive version, is made of 18-karat solid gold and starts at $10,000. and will only be in some Apple stores. There's also a mid-range stainless steel version that starts at $549.
Well, look at the time. I think it's time to look for a cheaper watch. Casio.
Yeah, same here. Mine's not name brand by any means.
Nope. The sun's finally out in Macomb, 61 degrees right now.
Like a breath of fresh air, literally. People are finally putting coats away and allergy season is back. The full weather forecast from Emily Manley in 2 minutes.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move?
In March from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child.
We will not wait any longer.
In front of a crowd.
Mine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
And welcome back to News 3 Live at 4. I'm stepping in for Nicholas Stewart, who by chance is at the Summit League tournament in South Dakota. Danny will have much more on that when it comes to sports. But let's talk about my good news first. I have fantastic news for everybody out there. Let's take a look downtown right now at Macomb. You see sunshine, nothing but sunshine, and it's warm. People were walking around campus today in shorts and t-shirts, and people are riding bikes and running. It is awesome outside. The high right now, we are sitting at 59 degrees, humidity about 59%, and winds are very, very calm. So wonderful day out there. Make sure you get a chance to step outside tonight if it's even walking the dog or getting the chance to run. Let's take a look at the radar right now to see the different temperatures around the area. As you can see, 51 in St. Louis, 48 in Davenport, 47 in Chicago, and even in Joplin, it is 62. So nice everywhere. Nothing to complain about compared to what we used to have. As Mario said, the last time we actually hit 60 degrees was November 10th, so it's looking really good out there. This is the radar right now. As that rain is getting out of the way, going to the northeast, that is what we saw down and around St. Louis today. We didn't see too much rain here this morning. You might have had a little drizzle on your way into work today, but that is all getting out of the way, and we don't really see any rain in the forecast. Possibly Friday night into Saturday, but that is quite a ways off, and we're going to look on more onto that as you stay live with us tomorrow morning on Good Morning Macomb and Live at 4 again on Thursday. For tomorrow, let's take a look outside as my computer decides to freeze up. There we go, it's moving. This is for Wednesday. All that rain and the low pressure system is moving down, and we're in the clear. You don't see any clouds, you don't see anything for our area. We're just going to sit right at where we were today. Maybe a little bit cloudier, but nothing to complain about. Then once we hit Thursday, you will see that we will go into a low pressure system, and this low pressure system is what could create potential rain in the forecast. We're not too sure yet. Like I said, stay here live at 3, live at 4, News 3. We'll make sure to always have your latest weather forecast update. For this evening, low of 37 degrees. Remember last week when we had a high of 37 degrees? Much different now. That is our low in the evening. Winds very light again tonight. They will pick up a little bit tomorrow. We will see winds northeast tomorrow about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and we will hit a high of 63 degrees. Wonderful, wonderful, and it's going to be sunny tomorrow. So Everything's looking good out in the neighborhood. Make sure you get a chance to step outside and enjoy this wonderful weather because it finally is spring. Wonderful out there. Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. As you see, tomorrow we will hit a high of 63 degrees, Thursday 64 degrees, then on Friday 62, Saturday 59, and then on Sunday we will see 61. Now, like I said, we might see a little bit of rain Friday night into Saturday, and that's that low pressure system that is coming into our area. Stick here right at News 3. We will have your latest update as we see more of that front move in.
Emily, did you go golfing with us last year?
Yes,
with News
I
3?
did.
Would you like to go again?
You know what? This weather is looking perfect. Next week is spring break, and it's actually going to feel like spring break. That's what I love about it.
I feel like.
I can go home and run with my dogs, and it's going to be awesome outside.
And you remind me of spring. That color is.
That was the point today. You know what? I brought good news, so I wanted to make sure everybody knew it was spring. And even though Nick can't be here, Nick's in 65 degrees.
It's really quite the same in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Really just a beautiful setup there indoors as well for the Summit League tournament. And that takes us into sports. The Macomb High boys basketball team looked to capture a sectional title, but had a tall task ahead of them with Bloomington Central Catholic Friday night. Plus, the Western Illinois men's basketball team opened up Summit League tournament play against top-seeded South Dakota State. And the WIU women's basketball team also opened up conference tournament play. Could the Leathernecks knock off IUPUI for the third straight time? Find out that and more next. You're on Live at 4.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic. That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone. And every day more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. HSF.net.
What did you want to be when you grew up? Now, how do you make it happen? Think purple, think success, think Western Illinois University.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft. To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Welcome back. I'm Danny Fry with sports. The Macomb High School boys basketball team looked for their first sectional title since 2006, but had to take on the defending Class 2A state champion Bloomington Central Catholic Saints. At the Class 2A sectional championship in Riverton, MHS trailed 17-15 at halftime, but in the second half, Jake Reinhardt and BCC took over. Final score from the Hawk Center, Central Catholic tops the Bombers 47-31. Jacob Billiter led Macomb in scoring with 11 points. Damone Doyle right behind with 9. Both of them concluded their high school playing careers on Friday night. The Bombers finished their 2014-15 campaign with a 22-8 overall record and a regional championship under their belt. It's March, so that means that the madness can begin, not just yet though, with conference tournaments. The Western Illinois men's basketball team battled with top-seeded South Dakota State in a Summit League tournament final. Now it's time to introduce Garrett Covington inside the brand new Denny Sanford Premier Center. George Marshall, the Wisconsin transfer, rises fires and knocks down the three from straight away. SDSU started out hot. J.C. Fuller would eventually answer with a pull-up jumper of his own for WIU. Marshall inbounds it to Reed Tellinghuisen, who slams it down with two hands from the left side. Western trying to keep pace. Covington drives and pulls back to knock down the sweet mid-range J. Jackrabbits led 50-21 at the half, though. And half Fuller with a steal up to the freshman Dalen Ankrum. Get up, young fella. There with the two-handed jam. And then SDSU Skylar Fladden. He parted and then slams it down tomahawk style. SDSU shot and slammed its way past the Leathernecks 87-50. WIU finished the 2014-15 season with an 8-20 overall record. The injury bug, though, bit the Leathernecks this season, knocking out two starters as head coach Billy Wright continues to rebuild. As for the WIU women's basketball team, they earned the number 4 seed and face 5th seeded IUPUI in a Summit League tournament quarterfinal on Sunday. Head coach J.D. Gravina heading to the floor, and they had to deal with a pesky Jaguar team that hadn't lost in the quarters under head coach Austin Parkinson. Here's Kelsey Bird, driving left baseline with the floater. Then Akila Sims, why not, open drills the three from straight away. IUPUI started out on an 11-0 run. Leathernecks finally break that run with a wing three from Sophie Reichelt, but the Jags would lead by as many as 19 points in this game. Down 34-25 in the half, Western came out of the half a whole different team. Ashley Luke does her thing inside for 2. Then Michelle Farrow catches. She'll shoot and bury a tray. And then Leathernecks snagged a 42-41 lead of 11:45 remaining. IUPUI was clutched down the stretch, though. Nevena Markovic with a 3 with 2:14 left to put the Jaguars up 58-53. Western's late push wasn't enough. IUPUI advanced with a 66-59 win. This was the best season record-wise for Western Illinois at 17-13 since the 2005-2006 WNIT run. Now the Leathernecks wait to see if they are selected for a postseason tournament. Crazy weekend for WIU baseball. Get this, they traveled to Georgia and faced road conditions that kept the team on the bus for roughly 17.5 hours. To make matters worse, their doubleheader with Evansville started at 11 a.m. Friday morning. So finally, after checking in at 7:30 a.m. that Friday morning, the team made it to the field to play 13 innings of extra inning baseball. The Leathernecks were able to win that one, though, 4-3. The Western Illinois softball team looked to get back in the win column indoors in Crown Point, Indiana, in a doubleheader against Wisconsin Green Bay. The Leathernecks took both contests. Game 1 was a rout. Carissa Cooches and Holly Holting both homered for the first time of the year. The second one was a pitcher's duel with Kayla Kirkpatrick picking up her 3rd win of the season on the mound. Up next for Leathernecks softball is a trip to Honolulu, Hawaii at the Rainbow Wahine Classic starting at 11 a.m. So guys, baseball team trapped on a bus for 17.5 hours. What would you do to pass the time? I thought it was bad enough going on a 7-hour trip to South Dakota.
Gosh, I would play Trivia Crack.
Still with the Trivia
Yes.
Crack still in?
No.
No, just not gonna do it. You're gonna hitchhike after that?
I have to beat my Minesweeper game on expert mode.
Minesweeper?
I'm like
Just
a
live under a rock.
40-year-old man right here.
Well, that's an old game.
I know. So we told you a little earlier about the golf links video. We posted that on our Facebook page if you want to check that out.
Seemed like a fun time.
It
I didn't
was.
get to go, but
Hey, come with us
wish I
next.
could. I will.
There you go.
All right, thanks, Danny. No problem. Coming up on Live at 4, WIU students took part in a national fundraiser over the weekend.
The students were able to raise more money than the amount that they had planned. Stay tuned to find out how much that was.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Enroll, we say. We want you to be okay. Enroll, we say. Take care, people, for goodness sake.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
This job looks perfect. It says you need a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
drama. Get your diploma.
I got that.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Used to call me the buttered biscuit. Back then, I was a sex expert. I know about birth control, too.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Stories. They happen everywhere. At NEWS3, we go the distance and tell them firsthand. Across the region.
The tornado tore through a neighborhood in Washington, Illinois.
Across the state.
Here at the state capitol in Springfield for the gubernatorial race.
Across generations.
We have a lot of people that are very dedicated, who are all volunteers.
The stories that inform us, the stories that move us, the stories that matter from a fresh perspective.
WIU's second annual dance marathon is celebrating the outcome of an extremely impressive fundraiser. And this past weekend, WIU students were able to raise nearly $52,000 for Children Miracle Network hospitals.
This year surpassed their goal of $40,000. They more than doubled the amount raised last year. Dance Marathon advisor Ashley Katz says they're already planning next year's event.
And it's great for kids everywhere. Final weather, Emily.
That's right. I have great news. Spring is here. It's so exciting. 63 degrees tomorrow, 64 degrees on Thursday, Friday, 62, 60, 60, 60. I like saying that. I love saying that it's going to be 60 degrees. Saturday we will drop down a little bit, and Sunday 61. Could be some rain in the forecast, but stay here. Live at 3 always has your weather.
Thank you so much, Emily, and thanks for watching News 3 Live at 4. For Danny Fry, I'm Mario Calero.
And for Emily Manley, I'm Franny Smith. We'll stay up on top of your news overnight and bring you the latest updates on our Facebook page. Find us at News 3 WIU.
For all of us here at News 3, have a great evening.